Okay, so this is what I have been doing for the last hour and a half. So let's see. We have about 5 Tupperwares of broccoli, 5 Tupperwares of asparagus, 3 Tupperwares of brown rice, let's see, 6 Tupperwares of chicken. My chicken is the little small ones, and I just have 1 chicken breast in each Tupperware. My husband's is the larger ones, and he has 2 in each Tupperware. And then we have 3 Tupperwares of ground turkey, seasoned at least, but it's ground turkey. And then 5 Tupperwares of tilapia, so grilled fish. So what we will do, oh, and get this, within that hour and a half, I also made dinner. So it helps, you know, and what we'll do is we'll put it in the refrigerator and just grab a protein and grab a carb. And we didn't put them all together so we can kind of mix and match, so we're not eating the exact same thing every day, but we can mix and match through those, and if we decide to have something different for lunch or something different for dinner, we can do that too. Oh, and another carb that we will add to this is yams. So like sweet potatoes, just heat them up either in the microwave or bake them. Unfortunately, there's no butter or brown sugar or vanilla extract or nutmeg to make candied yams, but it's still something sweet, and it changes it up a little bit too. So it took about an hour and a half to do all that, and that's enough food for the week. So that's going to be a mix of lunches and dinners. Of course, we'll have other things because we're not going to eat that all the time, but that is pretty much what you can do for, just pick a day and do it, and you're prepared for the week. You just grab it and you go. It takes the thinking out of it, so it makes it a lot easier to eat healthy, because you don't have to think about, oh my gosh, what am I going to eat, what am I going to cook, and then you don't want to do it, so you go get something. So that's what I do all the time, at least. So if I have it there, I can just heat it up and eat it. So that is that. I'll let you guys know some of the recipes, or if I change up the routine or change the carb or the protein or add something different. I'll keep you guys posted. Maybe next time I'll show you how I actually prepare it all, just so that you can see basically like how many pots I have going at a time, how many, you know, how I grill it all and stuff to make it only take an hour and a half to do a week's worth of food. So this is what we do. We have our Sobe waters. The pomegranate yumberry is the best one. That's the only one we buy. It's so good. And then we have, you see that 4 cartons of eggs. 4. My husband eats about, I think, 5 eggs every morning. So 4 egg whites and 1 with the yolk in it. And then I usually have 2. I don't really like eggs too much, so I mix mine with either spinach or asparagus and turkey bacon and try to make it taste good. So that's that. There's the Tupperware that you saw on my table. On the right hand side, I think it's going to be your right hand side. The camera sometimes flips it, I think. So this side is the carbs. This side is the protein. So we can just grab one from each side and we'll know we'll have everything we need. This is the, that shouldn't be in there. That's the turkey bacon drawer. This is the salad drawer. So it has like cucumber, bell pepper, carrots, spinach, so if I want to make a salad. This is where I keep the apples, for maybe apples and peanut butter as a treat. Not a treat, but like a snack. And we have salsa, some peppers to put on my salad, and then some strawberries, and this is where I'll keep the fruit and stuff like that. And that's about it. So that's what my refrigerator looks like. Okay, so first I will go over kind of the pots and everything that I use. I really love this pot. It's a strainer, but the strainer that I use to just rinse off vegetables and everything, it fits right into it. So I use that, and I usually have the broccoli on the bottom and then the asparagus on the top. And the top fits right on it, or the lid, I mean, fits right on it, and then you're good to go. And now for the George Foreman's, we don't have just one, we have 2. So that helps with grilling and everything and making it a lot faster.
And then of course you'll need the actual Tupperware that you're going to use and the Tupperware that you're going to keep the food in. So that is what I used. So now it's time to start cooking. So basically, while I am cutting the vegetables, I cut them and then I rinse them off, and the whole time my water is already kind of starting to boil, so that by the time I'm done cutting it, it's pretty much ready to go in there. I usually start with the broccoli because that's the part that I'm going to put in the bottom, and I'm going to use the asparagus to rinse that out in that particular strainer, so I'll do the broccoli first. It doesn't really matter what you do first, but after I am done rinsing them, then it's ready to start steaming them. And while I am doing the vegetables, my husband is getting started with grilling the fish. So that's one way that we make it. It's a lot easier if you have someone else to do it with you, whether it's your husband or your child who's old enough to cook and stuff like that. It makes it more fun and it makes it a lot faster. So while my husband is putting on the fish and everything, when he's done with getting that situated, then he goes to the chicken, and then he starts putting the chicken on and seasoning up the chicken. And while he's doing that, I am cleaning up the mess that I made from cutting up the vegetables and everything like that. So by the time he's done getting the chicken situated, then it's time to take the fish, and the fish is usually done by then. It cooks pretty quickly. And while all of this is going on, I'm still cleaning up my mess and checking on my vegetables to make sure that they're not overcooking or anything like that. Now, by the time my husband is done taking the fish off, the done fish off, and putting on the next batch, then he goes back to the chicken, because by the time he's done with that, it's time for the chicken to come off. So now he has some chicken and some fish that are already done, and he's on to the second batch. So by this time my vegetables are done, and it's time for me to start plating everything. So I put it in the Tupperware. I usually use a measuring cup. I put about a cup and a half of asparagus, mainly because it doesn't fill up the half cup all the way, and then about a cup of broccoli in each of the Tupperware. Then of course I split the chicken and the fish up accordingly. Now while I am plating everything, my husband is cleaning up the foremans, the grills, and all the tools that he used. And then once I'm done plating, then it's time for me to finish cleaning up my pots. And that's it. Then you're left with a clean kitchen, a week's worth of food, and it only takes about an hour and a half. Now of course it took a couple times for us to get used to it and everything, but as long as you have someone to do it with you, then it'll go a lot faster. And oh, and I forgot, the brown rice, it takes so long. It takes about 45 minutes to cook that stuff. So we usually just put that on and let that do its thing while we are cooking. We usually set a timer on the microwave so we don't forget about it and it doesn't burn while we're doing all the other things. But other than that, that's pretty simple. And that is it. If you guys have questions, just let me know. Of course, leave it in the description box, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Alright, see ya.